Hi, let's talk about the release date of TPOT 1. Fiery and Leafy are here to keep us company! Hooray! So the short answer is that there isn't a release date for TPOT 1. The long answer? Well, let's go through the whole history of what happened. For more context, you should definitely watch the Jack and Jellyfy video called The Secret Behind BFB's Split. But to summarize, in summer of 2017, I personally wanted to start a 4th season of Battle for Dream Island, where we could just have fun, goof off, and make silly shenanigan videos. I had seen in my past 2 previous seasons of Battle for Dream Island slowly get bogged down, where we felt like every new episode had to be higher quality than the one before it, so we felt like we had to put more and more work into each episode to the point where the seasons just slowed down to a crawl. And this is partially the reason why BFDI A never got to its 6th episode, and IDFB never got to its 2nd episode. So when BFB started, I was like, we don't care as much about quality. We can record the audio on our iPhones if we wanted to, or maybe even draw the animations in MS Paint. All I wanted was a fast turnaround, so it always felt like something cool was happening in the Object Show community. So for the first couple months, or maybe half a year, BFB was coming out really fast, thanks to a lot of hard work by Satomi and Michael. I was in college at the time, so I didn't have as much time to help out. But what ended up happening was you guys liked BFB so much, which is awesome, thanks for your support. But I would hear things like, BFB is my favorite object show, and I only watch BFB, that it felt like BFB was becoming the spokesperson of the entire object show community. Also because we were the largest object show channel. So it started to feel like we needed to provide object show content that was the pinnacle of what the object show community had to offer. And so every episode started to have the standards of quality go up and up again, and we were getting the bogging down, and episodes were starting to come out slower and slower, to the point that in 2019, a new episode would come out every 4 to 6 to 12 months. I totally understand why that happened, but it was personally against the entire image I had of BFB in my head a couple years ago. So what I realized in early 2020 was that there were 2 goals for what people wanted in the object show community. So I decided, let's have a split. So the BFB side will satisfy the people, myself included, who just want a fast turnaround season where quality doesn't matter as much. And the TPOT side would satisfy the people who don't care as much about how fast the episodes come out, but they want to see high quality animation or story writing or whatever. So here's another way to think about the split of BFB. The BFB side of the split is allowed to be sloppy so that episodes can come out quickly. On the other side of things, the TPOT side of the split is allowed to not have a deadline so that the episodes can be higher quality. The split was not made to give you guys twice as much content. Rather, it was made to satisfy many different factions of the object show community that were looking for different things, and those different things often conflicted with each other. It's not possible to have a middle branch that both releases episodes super frequently and is also super high quality because, we just don't have the resources for that. So if you're the type of person who really wants to see your vote have an impact on the show quickly, and you find yourself commenting, "Where's TPOT 1" on a lot of videos, then your personality type jives more with the BFB side of the split, and TPOT wasn't really made for you. So you should stick with this object show because it just matches the type of content you enjoy more. On the other side of things, maybe you're the type of person who really relates to the Nintendo quote, "A rushed game is forever bad, but a delayed game is eventually good." If you really feel like your personality matches that quote, then TPOT is for you. Because TPOT is the type of show where I think the creators are trying to create a piece of art and they won't release it until they're satisfied with it. And when will they be satisfied with it? Well, it's impossible to really predict because say a TPOT writer is writing a storyboard and then somewhere along production they decide like, oh, this whole page isn't necessary and needs to be changed. Then they might have to change that whole page, and who knows, that could push back production by a whole month. It's hard to say. So I hope this clarifies that the BFB side of the split is just supposed to be whimsical fun, where we can experiment with new things that maybe don't always work, and not have the expectation that every episode is perfect. So if the backgrounds seem a little messy, or the writing isn't quite your cup of tea, or the animation style is a little jarring, that's the whole point. If you're familiar with the Humany video, making a BFDI video in under 7 minutes, BFB is only supposed to be just a step above that. And the only reason it looks better is because the animators we hired are so talented and devoted to their work, so thank you for that. But BFB is really just trying to satisfy the honestly larger portion of our audience who just want to see the characters up to silly shenanigans with 4. And I hope it also clarifies that the TPOT side of the split isn't trying to make any promises as to when it's going to come out on the calendar. It could come out between the next 2 BFB episodes, or it could come out after all of BFB is done. But to know which is not really the point of the show at all. And I want you to think of TPOT the same way, where you consciously know that it is being worked on, but you're not consciously putting it as a date on your calendar. It's something that's on the back burner. It's something that you know exists, but it isn't pressing, it isn't demanding, and it doesn't need to come out right now. And one last thing I'd like to point out. Between BFB 12 and 16, so before the split, a new BFB episode came out around every 5 months on average. If we look at right now, it still hasn't even been 4 months since the announcement of TPOT during the split. So it's not so much that TPOT is coming out slowly, rather the fast branch of BFB is moving so much faster that TPOT just looks slow relatively speaking, but it's not. And speaking of BFB, there's actually a new BFB episode coming out tomorrow, number 22, so if you're looking for new BFDI content, you could check that out. But I think that does show that because of the split, you're getting 6 episodes, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, in the same time frame. You'd usually get 1. So to all the people who said the split is the worst thing to happen to BFDI, the death of BFDI, everything is showing the opposite. There's more people watching BFDI than before, there's more people coming into the community than before. So I think that overall, the net result of the split is positive. And I know that it isn't ideal, but nothing's ideal when you've got this large of a community and this many opinions shouting at once. So thanks for watching. I guess I'm trying my best, and hopefully episodes will be cool and fun to watch, and I'll see you later. Bye!